Hi everyone, happy Tuesday. I hope you're having a good day. Today we're going to be trying out this super cool tie-dye kit. It's called Swirl in Style Tie-Dye Studio. I bought this kit in Target. This is the front of the packaging and this is the back. Very cool. You can make tie-dye with this and it will make super cool patterns. This is how it looks like on the box. Design 12 tie-dye fashions with over 30 color combinations. This kit is for ages 6 and up. It has very small parts that are choking hazards, so it's best that a child that is 6 years and older to use it. The brand is by Yulu, Y-U-L-U. So let's just open the package. As you can see that this kit has a lot of things. This is the ball and this is the handle. All of these parts right here we're going to put together in just a moment. It also brings the dye bottles. There are 6 of them. It brings their covers and their little spouts. You put this on top, and when you're not using it, you can just cover it up. So it brings 6 of these. It also brings 12 dye packets. I'm sure that you only have 6 different colors, but you have 12 of them if you need more. It brings stickers for your bottles. It brings the technique booklet where you can make different designs. It also brings gloves, which is super important. It brings just 1 pair. We also have here our 10 rubber bands to tie whatever you're dyeing. It brings a lot of things, and also it brings the important instructions. So let's just set up our studio and I will be right back. So before we do anything, we're going to set up this part here. This is where the glove is gonna go to, and this is where you put your dye bottles. We're going to put this. It will go like this. It's going to make like a half of a circle or a U. You see the ridges here and you see the ridges here. We're going to push them together. You're going to hear that click. The other part. Just like that. Now, before you set up your glove with all of its parts, we're going to get the material that we want to dye. That's going to be the first thing. So we're going to just set this aside. All of this goes together. My son has a lot of white clothing, so I think it will be fun to dye some onesies. Before we dye them, we have to wet our pieces with water so they are slightly damp. I'll be right back. So my pieces are ready to go. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different pieces that I want to dye. So I'm going to also need plastic bags where I can put my items in. I'm going to need about 5 plastic bags because otherwise if you were just doing one item, you could leave it in the globe. But since I'm doing multiple items, I'm going to be needing to reuse it again. We're going to set up our bottles, our dye bottles. We're going to do our DIY funnel. I'm going to cut this and then I'm going to tape it together. Just give me 1 second. I have my scissors here and I'm just going to cut. Just like that. Now we're going to be needing a piece of tape and we're going to tape it together to make a funnel. Oh, I see. You have to match up the A and B together. It has to go like so. And you just made your funnel. And there we have it. So creative. So every time we need to put powder in, you just put it inside and then you just pour your color in. And these are the covers. So we're going to do that right now. So the colors that we have, 2 yellows, 2 blues, 2 greens, 2 orange, 2 purple, and 2 red. I'm going to be using green and yellow. This kit also brings 2 little booklets on the different styles that you can make. You can make the bullseye, the double swirl, the crumble, and the twist. I think these are the same styles. It just has different colors. So I'm going to take my bottle, my funnel, and my yellow color. Now we're going to be using warm water and we're going to fill it up to this little line here. And I'm going to do the same thing with my green dye. This is before mixing. I'm going to carefully close this. We're going to screw our cap in. We want to make sure that it's tight so our color doesn't come out. And we're just going to give it a shake. So if you cannot finish your project the same day, you can keep the dye in these bottles and it will last you 3 days in here as long as it's sealed and covered. So now Let's do our item. We're going to design. So this onesie is nice and damp. Now let's take the booklet here. Let's see, how can I do the bull's eye? So you will take your piece, and right in the middle you can just have it like this. Yes, you can see on the booklet it has to be long. Now I'm going to take my rubber band and just put it anywhere we want to. So here we go. The next step is to twist it and put rubber bands. Close enough. Now the fun part, we're going to set up our glove. Now we have both halves of our glove and our little shirt ends here. Now you see this has ridges in here, and this has different ridges. My nail can go in, as you can see. We're going to line them up, making sure that the logo is facing the same way. We're going to line it up like so, and then everything will come together. You have to make sure that it's tightly, otherwise your dye can just spill out. Now what we do is take these little things here, the yellow, and we're going to put this in. Like so, all the way down. That's one. This is the other one. Just like so. Now we're going to take our globe and put it in this blue piece. We're going to maneuver in just like that. Just like so. Now we're going to take our handle. We're going to insert in one of these pink covers. Now we're going to secure our glove. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Make sure it's nice and tight. And there you go. Now we're going to take our little setup here. So to do horizontal twisting, which is like this, horizontal, we're going to put this little hole here in this setup right here. And then you have to hold the handle, this whole thing, this whole blue handle, and you're just going to twist just like that, and to mix vertically like so. We're going to put these two ridges on the two ridges over here, and we're just going to twist so it doesn't go away, just like that. And now you can see that it doesn't come off. I'm going to turn this around, and I'm going to hold the handle, this blue handle. I'm going to put this back up here, and then you just twist, just like that. First, I'm going to do vertical mixing, and then I'm going to do horizontally. I'm going to take my colors, both of the colors, and we're just going to insert it here. Carefully take it off. This little spout is going to go to these holes in here. Just like so. And then we're just going to squeeze. Squeeze. Like so. And then we can just twist. Twisting. So you don't over pour. They recommend just putting half of the bottle. And since my item is very small, I'm going to do just that. We're going to insert it in another place. And before we squeeze, it has to go all the way through before we squeeze. As you can see, I'm so sorry it's so blurry, but I'm just putting it in like this. We're going to squeeze, 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 squeeze. I'm going to take it out, and we're going to just spin. And then we just spin. I'm going to use my other color. So I think I added too much green dye because you cannot really see the yellow, but the color is super nice. It's a light green. It's not too bad. Now you see here on the bottom, there's a lot of dye in here, and I don't want to leave it there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unscrew one of these covers. I'm going to do that with the handle here. I'm going to unscrew that just carefully, only on one end, just like that. And now, let me see, I'm taking this out of the handle, the glue handle. I'm going to take my green bottle, my green color. I'm going to see if I can carefully pour the excess dye into here. And just like that. we're going to carefully cover our bottle and we can use it again like so. So I definitely used more of the yellow bottle, the yellow dye. That's why we have a nice light green color. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my other items and I'm going to put this one in a plastic bag. And then unfortunately this is not ready. We're going to definitely wait 8 hours for this to set. So after you pour out all of the extra dye that was in here, if you're doing only one piece, you can screw on this pink lid on the top again and you can just leave this in here, but I'm doing multiple ones, so we're going to unscrew everything. I'm going to get my bag ready, my plastic bag. And we're going to carefully just open it up like so. And then we're going to put our item in the plastic bag. So we're going to tie it and we're just going to set this aside anywhere and we're going to leave it for 8 hours. So after the 8 hours, we're going to wash this in the sink with cold water until it runs clear. So before we can wash these in our regular laundry, we're going to wash them separately because if you put it with the rest of your clothes, the dye may run and it may stain your clothes. So we have to wash them separately. And this is how they look like after I have washed and dried them in regular laundry. The colors are so cool. This one is my favorite one. You can see the swirl on the front and on the back. Even though this is a kids kit, I am very impressed with the dye. They look so cool. I am not sponsored by this brand, but I have nothing bad to say about it. It's so cool. This one looks like fireworks. You can kind of see the swirls as well. I am super duper impressed and I recommend anybody to get this as long as you're 6 years and up. And this is my son doing a little modeling for me. He looks so cute. He's just playing around. His stomach looks a little bloated because he just had dinner. So cute. All right, everybody. We say thank you so much for watching. And as always, you can follow us on our social media sites. Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you.